The GAR Foundation has really allowed us to expand upon our practice. My colleague Trish Marksberry and I have been working closely with our fourth graders and our first graders for over a year now. And they've been doing things like creating iMovies and writing and reading together. We really wanted to share this because we thought it was so powerful to the rest of our building and really help our colleagues to understand how we're doing it and how well the students are doing together. All right, boys and girls, we've been learning about adjectives. Who can help me remember what is an adjective? Cameron?
The word that describes a noun.
You're right. An adjective is a word that describes a noun. And writers use adjectives to make their writing more exciting. And it helps the reader to better understand what they're reading and to picture it in their head. Now I'm going to say a sentence and I want you to think about it. Dad gave us ice cream.
That's a boring sentence.
That's really boring, isn't it? It's a pebble sentence. There's not much to it. It doesn't help you to create a picture in your mind. Now, I'm going to use our book, Enemy Pie, and I'm going to read another sentence. So close your eyes and picture this in your head. Dad dished up 3 plates side by side with big pieces of pie and giant scoops of ice cream. What do you think about that sentence? DeRay?
A rock sentence.
That's a rock sentence. If you can write a sentence like that, you're a rock star. Could you put your thumb in the air if you think you could taste that ice cream? Could you smell the pie? Could you picture that in your head? Absolutely. That's what good writers do. So right now we're doing a book study with Lucy Calkins' books 1-to-1, and we're all going to help each other with our conferring with the students to help them become the authors that we know they can be.
In Lucy Calkins' 1-to-1, did anybody have anything that was powerful to impact their teaching?
I have to say something that stood out to me in this chapter was the concept of listening to the writer talk about their writing. That's primarily what our goal is in conferencing, respecting them as authors and treating them as authors. I think that helps them buy into what we're doing.
Responding to a child's work and referring to them, looking them in the eye and referring them as an author is powerful.
Yeah.
That's right out of Beverly Cleary's Dear Mr. Henshaw, where she says, "Oh, you're the author who wrote," and that's what motivated that kid to write that piece.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
And that one-on-one time, like you said, they don't want it to end. That's my opportunity to get into their brain, to go over what they put on paper.
Now, boys and girls, here I have a pebble word. What is this word?
Happy.
It's happy. Can you help me think of some rock words that would replace the word happy in your writing? Jason?
Thrilled.
Thrilled. That's a great synonym for happy. Mercedes?
Joyful.
Joyful. That's another synonym. Cameron?
Jolly.
What about jolly? Is that a rock word? Yes.
And I think that lends into what they talk about with Vygotsky in the zone of proximal development, that you need that scaffolding there in that mid-ring of that zone, and you're scaffolding and you're guiding, and then you're backing away, that gradual release as they become able more and more independently to do the work on their own and handle it on their own. And that's the center of the target that we're aiming for.
Now I have a job for you. You're going to work with your partners today, and you're going to take these pebble sentences, these boring sentences, and you're going to turn them into rock sentences. Are you ready? Okay.
Yeah, she talks about on page 31 to withdraw that scaffold slowly for those needier students that she has, and she says she's found that if she confers as a group and pulls all of them in with the one skill, that she can step back and they're not wanting you the entire time. They're not, oh, it's over, you were talking about.
I found that successful in my classroom. When students have shown to me that they're successful with a skill or an activity, then I can release them to be a peer tutor in the room, and the other students will gravitate in going to them as opposed to coming to me all the time.
And that's what we do.
Sandy put a carrot and write Sandy. Okay. Like this. S-A-N-D-Y. And I'm going to put in Hawaii because it describes what kind of sandy beach we are going to.
Sometimes using other students' material for conferencing, especially they always are willing to share. And when it's in front of them, if they see one student who can complete something in writing, then they feel that, well, they can accomplish it, or the one-upsman, well, I can do that even better, because that competition in the classroom is always there. So one student's work kind of is food for the next student to see, can I make a little bit better, more descriptive story or paragraph or whatever the subject is in reading. So that conferencing just kind of, it feeds the child to want to do more.
And say, I mop the dirty kitchen floor. No, that's good. Mop the dirty. All right, now we're through there. I mopped the dirty kitchen floor.
And just like the book study, coming together and having this time with our colleagues to collaborate, I've always found to be a very powerful tool, collaboration, because we're going to be bringing work samples here, we're going to be bringing our questions and our successes.
And from different grade levels.
And we'll be able to support one another in what we're doing with this in the classroom. And, what I didn't think of, maybe Shirley has a suggestion for me or an idea, or something that Tony has found successful he can share with everyone so we can try.
And that, Trish and I, we've been working with our students, and her students have been mentoring my kids, and it's been working great. Today we gave them sentences, and the fourth graders really helped the first graders to add adjectives, and I even heard them ask, like, how do you spell this? And the fourth graders were being very patient with the kids and kind of talking about and guiding them a little bit. So it's kind of what we were talking about earlier with that gradual release, and I think now they can take that to their other friends. So
Yeah, that sounds like a really good idea. And actually, maybe that's something, Tony, that we could talk about with my first graders and your fourth graders. We could talk more with Shirley and Trish about how, they're working it and see if it would work for our kids as well.
Sure.
Sounds like a good idea.
I walked my white and black Dalmatian to the dog park.
we've seen that the students aren't only showing this in the classroom, but they're showing it outside of the classroom as well. They play together on the playground, they eat breakfast together, and we've been doing some exciting things, and it's really been nice to have this opportunity to empower our students to become better writers.